You know, there's been a lot of talk about reopening the schools. I think it's time that we took a look at that here on Project Eli. Hello again, everyone. I'm Eli's dad with Project Eli, where we educate, lead, and inspire. And the president is calling out to all of the school systems and throughout the whole country, it's time for us to reopen. It's time to get our kids back in school. It's time to have teachers in the classroom. He doesn't have a game plan, okay, but he does have threats, which is I'll take away your funding unless you do that. But, you know, it brings to the question, you always want to start with why. Donald, why? Well, let's take a look at the Donald, for example. Why would the Donald want to open up schools? Well, why don't we give him a little bit of a report card and take a look at his behavior in class? All right, now the first thing is, let's take a look at the different subjects. The first subject I want to take a look at is science. I'm sorry, Mr. President, but you're going to have to get an F. You go to school to learn science, and then you ignore the science teacher? Does that make sense? Isn't that exactly what he's doing? The scientists are telling him what to do. He's not following it. And look at the country. Now, in other countries, the scientists are saying, pretty much echoing exactly the same sentiments, and their curve, their numbers are down significantly. We are one of the only ones that is exploding right now. How come? Because we're ignoring the science teacher. And nobody wants to be Donald's lab partner because he endorses dangerous practices. He won't wear protective equipment when he's conducting his experiments. I don't want to be his lab partner. And he encourages all the classmates to gather around. Let's stand close, get close to my experiment. It may blow up, but that's okay. I'll have you sign a waiver that if it does blow up, nothing's going to happen. You can't sue me, all right? All right, that's the science grade. We're going to have to give him an F. How about math? Well, he's having trouble computing the numbers. I mean, if you're going to stand there and you're going to say, in my math class, that 99% of these cases are harmless, that only 1% causes harm, you're having trouble computing the numbers, my friend. Not only that, but you're ignoring the numbers that are coming up every single day. The last few days, the last week, we've had record numbers of people that have tested positive that are being hospitalized with ICU units that are running out of space, people running out of equipment again 4 months later. You can't say, hey, the other teachers left the cupboard bare. They didn't order the equipment. There's no paper towels in the closet because you've been in charge of the closet. I'm sorry. And as far as math is concerned, we're going to have to give you an F. You're not computing the numbers correctly. Let's give a good grade. How about spelling? My goodness. Mrs. Trump, the Donald is one of the best spellers in the entire school. He's the only person in the school that knows how to spell hydroxychloroquine. The only one. So we're going to give Donald an A in spelling. How about geography and research? Well, you're kind of going to get a C minus, you know, almost said D plus, but we'll give you a C minus in geography and research. Why? Because whenever I ask, you know, the Donald to point a finger at China, he's able to do it right away. As a matter of fact, he likes it so much, he says, watch, I'm going to point to China. All right? Unfortunately, though, the reason why the grade isn't higher is because he can't find South Korea, New Zealand, Canada, or the European Union. And these are places that he should be able to find without very much trouble. So on geography and research, we're going to have to give him a C minus. Now, I want to go over it, give you some, you know how at the end they give you the grades, and then the teacher makes comments, usually in the red ink. All right, well, let's give the red ink also. All right, the Donald fails to pay attention in class. He gets distracted easily and continually tries to distract and divide his teammates. What are some of the distractions that we've had in this school have been just, there's a guy here named Bubba Wallace, and he's a guy in school, but it's like, what does that got to do with 60,000 people testing positive every day? Or the monuments. It's very important to be paying attention to what's on our plate right now, and the biggest thing on our plate right now is this disease that's spreading like wildfire. So why am I being distracted? Why is he being distracted by the memory of dead Confederate soldiers and others that are riding on horses that are in stone, no pun intended, and are getting pooped upon by the pigeons of the world? What's the big deal? All right, I can understand being upset, but when you have something on your plate, you got to prioritize. And as far as somebody being sick or being concerned about a particular statue, it's kind of an easy decision. And of course, there's the fake news. I pay attention to what this one says, what that one says. I'm going to tweet. I'm going to, comment on everything. It's not a good thing. To bully people that you disagree with. As a matter of fact, what other presidents have done, for the most part, is they ignore stuff that they don't think is right or facts, or they get it out through their press secretary. But why you want to take these people on head on, it just makes no sense. And the Donald continually stretches the truth to make himself look good. He's gonna get like, on one of his tests he got a 54, and he's saying, hey, that's a good number. We're making progress. 54, that's a good number. On this test, that's a great number. But one of the things that really annoys me the most, that we could help your son, is unfortunately he's got some very poor personal hygiene. And the reason why I say that, Mrs. Trump, is because he's constantly whizzing down the backs of the other students and telling them that it's raining. This is not a good thing. So my question is, why is it so critical right here, right now, to be focusing on schools from the federal level? The purpose of an education is to get an education, is to learn science, to learn math, to learn spelling, English, history, to learn those things. The purpose is not to be a babysitter. Now, if that's the issue, then why don't we, oh my goodness, can we come up with a solution? Develop places where children can be looked after so that their parents can go to work, and not create some sort of a issue about going to school, when if they're going to school and they can get infected themselves, and we don't know. One of the things that, there are some people that saying, well, the children don't get infected easily and they don't pass it along easily. And then there is a scenario where kids at summer camp, where one guy had it, one counselor had it, and then 80 people in the camp got it. They had to close the camp down. So, there's kind of uneven information about that. It would kind of behoove us, instead of saying, hey, let's send the kids back to school, or the way I like to look at it, is the president is doing fire, ready, aim. It should be aim, ready, fire. Does that make sense? Let's not put our kids and ourselves in jeopardy, because if they are people that can pass it along to other people, it's going to happen. My point is, let's not have a fire, ready, aim philosophy. We've had that before in terms of opening things too quickly, in terms of gathering people in large groups too quickly. look at the results. Let's not fire, ready, aim. Let's take some time. Let's use some vigilance, and let's use some good judgments. So I'm looking forward to giving you a much better report card next time, or I'm afraid we're going to have to hold you back again. And because we never end a teacher conference on a philosophical note, let's get out there and charge! I'm Eli's dad.